It's Jeff from Home Renovision, and today we're working on the shed. We're putting up our house wrap. You'll see a lot on YouTube, a lot of the contractors out there, they're doing that next level of home construction. They're using a green board, the zip wall system. That is also a wind and rain barrier. It's designed specifically for southern states, but being used all over the place now because it gives a house a thermal wrap. We're building a shed. We just want to keep this sucker dry. But the truth of it is, this is the construction standard in North America. Zip wall is way beyond that standard, all right? And if you install this properly, you're not gonna have corners tearing off, and you're not gonna have problems with leaks and with bugs and water infiltration. So let's just jump right in here. We'll show you the whole system. Let's get in the nitty gritty, all right? So here's the tools. Wow, big investment, all right? But it'll kill your drafts and it'll keep your house dry, so it's worth it. I got a hammer stapler, okay? And like with all things, the manufacturers of these products, they're gonna have a standard. And you can see that there's these little orange squares. Generally speaking, we use house wrap over sheathing, okay? This is a shed, I'm not using sheathing. I'm just going house wrap right onto my stud frame. On the back side, it'll go on the sheathing. So I have to be careful. I wanna put a staple everywhere, one of those orange squares, all right? Now, when you read the product literature, it's gonna tell you not to use staples. It's gonna tell you to use these ring cap nails, all right? They even have special fasteners and special guns that you can use that are battery or pneumatic, all right? And the idea behind a ring cap nail is you hammer that in, and then in the wind, it doesn't tear off as easy, okay? So what they want you to do is put one of these in every one of these little squares. All right, so that the wind doesn't tear off. The staples tear off really easy. So, what I'm gonna teach you today is, it's okay to use a staple gun. What you gotta do at the end of your job is you've gotta get all your joints nice and tight, all right? And you wanna get your exterior sheathing tape to seal off all your edges, so there's no corner for the wind to catch. That is how you're gonna get your extension of your installation to last a few days until you get your siding on. Remember, the longer you're gonna go without siding, pay attention to whether it might be worth it to invest in a bunch of ring cap nails on an exposed corner where the winds are prevalent, okay? Just so that you can get through a bad storm. All right. And you're good? All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Now we'll come over here. Now you're still an inch under the subfloor. There we go. This is a lot like putting in a vapor barrier, getting started. The secret here, because there's no aspenite, is to feel where the joist cavity, the stud cavity is, all right? And don't miss, or you're gonna do a lot more taping. All right. Now, this is my rafter locations. Just gonna trim that out. Now, we're dealing with wind-driven rain, okay? And the way that we're finishing off this project is actually, we're gonna have a fascia board here, and we're gonna have a U-channel for our siding, okay? And so that'll pretty much stop any water infiltration from getting up in behind. And it's just a shed. So we're not gonna be worried about making this too waterproof, all right? We're just looking for defense against the weather There we go. Good sharp knife, takes care of the details. Now, around the door, which is right here, okay, that's how we want to make our entrance for now. The details about what we're going to do later are very important. For now, let's just tuck this around the corner. One staple, keep it out of your hair. The truth is we're going to want to use a flashing tape around our doors and windows, okay? So we want to try to avoid relying on staples that first 1.5 inches, okay? And we're not going to do this like the old days, all right? This is the old days. We're going to use flashing tape this time. So we're just going to trim this right back. Okay? Using my thumb to know where the edge of that stud is. And I'm just trying to cut that back as clean as I can. There we go. That's out of the way. All right, okay, so here's the butyl tape, Type-R tape, okay? Wonderful. Now check this out. The back side has got 2 self-sticking sides, okay? So you can keep it all attached, measure and cut the length, unpeel one side, stick it on the face, right? Then unpeel the other side and then wrap the corner. All right, so we're gonna just get a piece here. Maddie, you wanna go down and give me a length on that? Here's the knife. Go past 1.5 inches past the top of the plate. Right to the, past the top, yeah, right there. Then we're gonna go long on purpose. Now, I'm gonna intentionally go taller. This stuff is awesome for being stretchy, okay? Here we go, look at this. All right, can I have the knife? Nice. Now, take the top off here. Now, you know, watch the stretchability factor of this stuff. Okay? This stuff is awesome. It helps protect your wood, okay, from water infiltration. But more importantly, this gets you a really nice air seal because it'll actually stick to all your surfaces. Now, I'm a little ahead of the schedule here on this because we should be cutting that bottom plate out first, but so you take this, okay, and with more staples. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Now, you can use your exterior tuck tape. Blue is for areas that are gonna get wet. Trust me, around your door, it's gonna see some water. This bonds incredibly well to tuck tape. I'm sorry, to the tie bar. And it bonds really well to the face of that butyl tape. So now you get an extremely amazing bond. Okay, so you can get an air seal and water barrier anywhere in your house. Okay, here we go. Remember, always fold your tape over when you're done so you can find it easy the next time. So part of the value of having my son on the job is he does unique little things like this. He's got the learning curve going on. So he was leaning over a ladder trying to staple the stud right here. And he missed it just by a hair. And now he's torn my barrier. So I explained to him that when you're using a hammer, if a stud is going vertical, you need to be swinging vertical. So if you miss, you hit above or below, you don't put a hole in the wall. Okay, go ahead and put that block there now. So he's in there now holding a piece of wood, right? We're gonna do, so we're just gonna tape this off while it's under pressure. It's not a real big deal. Just gotta make sure that you get a good seal. All right, now back in business. All right. Okay. There we go. Now, oh, I gotta stop putting that in the grass. Nice. It's nice if you, when you're thinking about this, always try to finish up where you've got your framing. It's nice to have a piece of wood in behind your tape so you can press it in place. Finish over that with your cap now. Try not to sink the head too far, okay? I'll show you the difference. Okay? Hey, it pops right off, okay? This one, there's some substance there, so the wind won't pull it away. So just flush every foot or so. There we go. Now you've got a house wrap that's not going anywhere and it can withstand some serious wind, all right? So now you've got your water barrier, you've got your air barrier seal, and you've got it secured to the building where it's going to be able to maintain itself for a few weeks while you're getting all your facade finished. Best thing about this is it installs in like a third of the time of the zip wall system, and it costs about 10%. Yeah, right? I'd rather insulate the inside of my walls. Keep it simple. When you got old houses, you don't have to upgrade and become like brand new and modern technology. You can just fix the old technology to get to minimum building code, and you can save yourself a fortune. I want to install my front door. I want to get my vinyl J-trim installed here. Then I want to bring this into the vinyl J-trim so that my water barrier goes into the J-trim and forced around the door exterior of the system. I don't want to ever trap water in behind my siding because all it's got to do is find a staple or find a crack or a hole or a weak spot. So this is why the relief cuts. We're going to install the door and the trims, and then we'll bring this into that J-trim, and then we'll tape up all those joints as well and make sure that our weather barrier system is not just a weather barrier, but a diversion system as well around the doors and the windows, okay? Just remember, there's a lot of different brands. Tyvek is a good brand, the Typar is a good brand. Both of them work really easy with the knife. But the new one at the Home Depot that I used on my house in Florida, if you haven't seen that video, it's worth watching. It's not knife friendly, all right? You're always fighting trying to make the cut. And so I hate it. I know it's cheaper, but it's cheap for a reason. So I'm gonna recommend the Typar or the Tyvek. And if you're not sure what to get, recommend my friends over at Perkins Lumber if you're in the neighborhood, guys, okay? They know what the heck they're talking about, and they got everything you're gonna need to help you get your job done perfect every time. Cheers.